Morning, day 73 of the oak tree sit spot. Just don't know what to do. Just don't know what to do. So, the housing officer for this place in Braemar acknowledged my interest, and that was it. Asked a question, no reply. Probably won't hear from him again. Had a really helpful session with my personal tutor. Really positive, really supportive, really encouraging, telling me how well I'm doing under the circumstances. And then that was followed up by DWP. Despite my submitting a fit note for the first time, still referring me to some restart scheme when I'm ill. So, explained what's been going on. And the upshot is that because I'm not the registered carer, they deem me fit to work. Why shouldn't I be going out to work when I'm not the registered carer? Well, I'm the only fucking person in the house all day, apart from 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night to give them medication and washer. It's nobody else. Got no friends and family. I mean, people don't understand this concept. Some people do not have friends and family they can trust. My family have made my life hell for 50 years. So what the fuck should I go to them for support, you know? So it turns out that I'm being treated as if I don't have any commitments, even though I'm the only one to care. And my illnesses don't seem to register because they're too ignorant to know what they're fucking involve. Don't know what trauma is, they're not trained in trauma. OCD, just a bit OCD. Just a bit, you know, a bit of a quirk. No fucking idea. This morning she doesn't know what, you know, whether it's daytime, nighttime. She knows I'm going to work today, obviously forgotten. Put the tortoise in the cage. Oh, we can't stay in there all day. I'm going to work. I'm being told I have to work, I'm fit to work. The next thing I know, she's shouting in the street. And I just, you know, and it's all on my shoulders, all on my shoulders. And then on top of that, even though they've known about my master's degree for months, since February when I applied for the course, nobody's said to me that I can't do it, but nobody can tell me what I do with my life and what I don't do with my life anyway. I'm not having that. People have taken enough from me in this life. They're not taking away my freedom of choice as to what direction my life takes. I'm trying to take responsibility for my life, which is more than, you know, the person that I live with has. She hasn't had to. You know, most people have got parents, haven't they? And a roof over their head. But people, you know, society don't seem to grasp that. They don't understand my mental illness. They don't understand trauma. They don't understand that I haven't got a family. They don't understand that I'm not the registered carer because I'm ill myself and I'm at risk of homelessness. Hang on. Once again, there's no compassion, no encouragement from DWP, just unbelievable. And they're the ones that are supposed to be supporting me. But instead they get me into this state. And now I've got to prove that I'm actually ill again. You know, the fit note isn't enough. I've got to prove that I'm ill. Just like I had to prove I was ill when they lost my medical records. I'm having to depend on all these people that have let me down and fucked me around. Nobody's sort of does what they say they're going to do. I doubt I'll hear back from this bloke about the Braemar property. You know, and everyone just assumes that I've got an income. How can I work in this situation? However much I want to work, I can't. Some people might be able to go out and leave somebody that's so confused they don't know which way's up. Maybe they could do that and leave them alone all day. I can't. Oh, why don't you leave, Gemma? Why haven't you got the courage to leave? So I've got nowhere to go. I've got nowhere to go. Got lectures all day. Behind with all the reading. I've got to buy all these books. Turn myself into some fucking intellectual. When all I want to do is care for nature. So I just think I'm just going to pack it in. Whatever efforts I'm making. Oh no, the MSc, you can't do that. There's some problem with that. We can't. That's beyond our remit. It's not in the right pigeonhole. We don't have people generally that do master's degrees. You know, that's not work search. What better way to find work than to retrain, make connections with like-minded people? I mean, call me crazy, but I would have thought that was a really good way, and some, you know, a way that I can do from distance. I'm working around my circumstances. But do you know what? I just give up. But I'm just trapped because if I leave, I'm worrying about the pets. What's happening to my cat? And it'd be my fault if she drowns a tortoise or... It's just impossible. It's just impossible. Can't even kill myself because I'm worried then. What happens to the pets? It's called having a heart. Called having a conscience. Called loving your animals. More for me. And I'm not, you know, I'm just labelled silly. I'm just called silly for having these emotions, for losing it, not being Mother Teresa all the fucking time. Oh, well, if you go, I'm going to be put in a home. Tough shit. Tough shit. That's where I'm going. That's all I'm fit for, is a fucking old people's home at 50. My nerves are shredded. going to be in the same boat as you. I'm not going to have anyone in my old age, but that's just my, I've chosen not to have kids that can look after me in my old age. That's not a reason to bring a child into the world. I don't like people. I never want to be I don't want to be in an intimate relationship with anyone ever again. I don't want anyone in my property if I do find a place. So, I expect you're all thoroughly entertained by this car crash of an existence I'm living. I just go round and round in circles. Some days are better than others, but ultimately, every weekend I come round to this, packing the bag and getting out. And why can't I just do it? Why can't I just do it? Instead of just spending money in cafes to writing this fucking journal, trying to keep my head above water, when it could be spent on a train ticket. I just don't know what to do for the best. I really don't. I'm trying to hold on to the job at the Peace Garden. Why? I should be putting all my energies into rescuing myself, not other people who've got families, have got loving families. All of them have got family around them. I'm having to, I'm befriending them, enhancing their lives. I need a buddy. I need a bit of understanding and love. None of that's going into me. So I said I'll go today, but I'm just not going to fucking turn up. I'm just done. Just done. And she's making life difficult. It's going to take the tortoise out. She knows best. And then on top of that, you've got people judging you for training to be a builder, in green building at 50. Why is she doing that? Why is she doing that at 50? How weird. I don't give a fucking toss. But, you've got that brigade as well. So even if I get this master's degree, I'm not going to get a job at the end of it, am I? I mean, who's going to take me on? And you've got all these middle-class, privileged, white 20-somethings to do the job instead, Why choose me? Fucking crazy. God. Look. Twats. If you didn't have these fucking animals, it would just be so much easier. I mean, maybe if I just did it, packed the bags, left, maybe I wouldn't, with a bit of distance, I wouldn't think about it. And how can I take a cat with me with no, he's too big for a harness. He's not fat, but he's a big cat. He's like a mini panther. But the one size fits all doesn't fit him. So how can I deal with a massive backpack on my back and a cat in a fucking heavy basket? Just don't know. oh, you should do this, you should do that. I'm one person dealing with everything by myself, to teach myself everything. I haven't got some benevolent uncle, you know, to turn to. It's not a fucking perv anyway. To say, can you help me with this? But nobody. Doing your best in this life doesn't get you anywhere. Whereas if I was on drugs, if I was an alcoholic and I had a gaggle of under fives behind me, I'd get all the help in the world. I wouldn't be last on the priority list. How hard can it be, Gemma? Just packing a bag, booking a ticket on a train, extortionately expensive ticket to Scotland, getting out of there. How hard can it be? Just tell people about the animals, try and make sure that they're safe as best as I can. At what point am I going to save myself? I beat myself up because of that. All I want to do is just long for bedtime every day, because that's the only escape you have. I can cancel my claim for universal credit, but why should I miss out on money which I'm entitled to, more than entitled to? I don't claim anything else. Incapacity benefit, PIP, or whatever that fucking thing's called, which they're refusing genuinely disabled people. I just know when I went to Aberdeen, I got off that train, all this didn't exist. Same when I went to Gear, you know, it just, my mental health improved tenfold. My symptoms disappeared. But what kind of person leaves a house full of pets and somebody with dementia behind, you know? But what kind of person expects somebody that's chronically ill with no support to shoulder everything that I'm going through and work and be productive and have a future? What sort of person expects that of somebody? At the end of the day, she's got more than I have. She's got more safety and security than I have. And I shouldn't really give a damn what other people think. But that's all that's going to happen. It's bad enough. I mean, yesterday she doesn't pick up the phone to people, so they call me instead. Now I'm in the middle of a lecture. They call me instead. Why isn't Jan picking up the phone? I don't know, I'm studying. Tut, 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 tut. What a heartless cow. Well, can't you, you know, do this, do that? I'm in the middle of a lecture. It's not my fault she's not picking up the phone. Put some care in place and then I could maybe, you know, it's impossible for me to cut myself in half. Fuck off. Stop calling me. It's honestly the only thing that helps, just walking. The pack on my back. I could be out of there tonight. I could book a... Just getting the cat to Euston. Traumatise him to hell. In his basket. And then on the Caledonia Sleeper, an extortionately expensive cabin that I can have a pet in. Could be in Aberdeen in the morning. Could be in Scotland. I can't even take him to a campsite because there's no way of keeping him safe. There's a campsite next to Cat, and I was supposed to be staying there about 3 weeks ago for the start of term. About to cancel that because of the circumstances, but the guy seemed quite nice and the pets are allowed there. There's no way I can get him to Birmingham, no way I can get him to Wales. I'm just, you know when somebody like falls down some of these cavers, they go caving underground and they get stuck in some god-awful position, can't move front, backwards or sideways. That's just how I feel. You're just waiting to die, to slowly die. That's how I feel. It's all this pressure, to be better than what I am. Be level-minded when I've got raging menopause. That's enough for a lot of women to retire on. The symptoms of that alone. Victim mindset. I haven't got a fucking victim mindset. Anything but. I'm a warrior. Fought all my life. But the fact is I am being victimised. I'm a victim of people that just see vulnerable loser stamped on my forehead. They target you like some missile. They target you. They hone in. The sea of vulnerability. Hiya. Got the bloodhounds over there. Called them beagles yesterday. Gorgeous. Otto and Matilda. It's an Irish man. It's lovely and overcast. And there's a B&B I stayed at in Aberdeen that accepts pets last year, but the guy just ended up being a fucking flake. He said, if you ever need to base yourself here while you transition, always use this as a base. And then I called him, just ignored my text messages, I took him at his word, like all the other fuckers. Nothing. Ghost. Why offer to do something in the first place? Because it makes you feel better. You're fucking pathetic. Makes you feel better to say the right thing, but you don't mean it. So why say that? And you know, he's a Christian. Says it all, doesn't it? Fucking, you know, they're probably the people that fuck me up the most, these religious fucking nuts. High tree. I'm going to run out of battery soon, so nobody's going to be able to get hold of me. Maybe it really is as simple as just taking that step. I know, you know, when I've been brave enough before. Literally, as I walk down the road, I feel my shoulders lifting as if I've had like scales made of steel. You know, these armoured plating on me, or fish scales made of steel covering me. And as I walk away, I find that, you know, I feel the weight coming off. Just by the time I'm at the end of the road, just knowing that I've left, you know, I've taken that step, I feel better. And then it's just down to me. You kind of shift into another gear. You make things work. You survive. You find normal people. Just take that step, Gemma. Just take it. I couldn't go down to the cafe today. I just don't want to be around people. All I want to do is be at my desk working, but I can't do that, can I? Wouldn't it be wonderful if I could just do what I want, do what I say what I want to do? Tell everyone what I'm doing, that I won't be back, that the animals need care, and throw this fucking mobile away and all the people inside it. All the flaky fuckers, all the people telling me I'm not good enough. Why try? Why do I try? What's the point? Maybe I'm trying too hard. So another thing they do is you open your heart to these people in the hope that they're going to give you the help that you need, and then they use it against you. When I went to Gia in March, that was for some voluntary work that I was told was available, but then first day they told me that, oh no, don't need you. So I went all that way to Scotland just to be fucked around again. But nonetheless, I made it to Gia. I wanted to experience island life. Huge amount of courage, overcame a lot of my fears to do that, which actually enabled me to get my job at the Peace Garden and had a hand in me getting on this master's degree. But then when I said to her that I couldn't go to the job centre because of my caring responsibilities, can't cut myself in half, I'm too anxious. Oh, well, you went to Scotland, Gemma, you went to Scotland, Gemma. Going to Scotland when my partner was still compos mentis, staying on an island alone is a bit different from leaving a house with somebody who doesn't know what the time of day is, can't remember where the pets are from one second to another, getting on a bus full of bloody people in a town that got such a dark vibe. I mean, Ilford is awful. You know, people go around in gangs, and it's just got, I used to love it. It's just got such a dark vibe. I just can't do it. So they use what you actually accomplish against you anyway, because they don't understand it. They don't understand. Don't know what to make of me. I got on just fine for 20 years when I was self-employed, without this constant bullying. I was going from strength to strength. And all of a sudden I'm treated worse than somebody that's committed murder and is on parole. That's how they treat you. And what's to stop me? I've got my purse. I've got my phone. No phone charger, but who needs a phone charger? I could send a few texts. Got no intention of being available to anyone again. I could just leave now, never come back. Clothes stink, but I can buy some new clothes. Leaving all my instruments behind, but that's just things, you know. Could die tomorrow and they'd still be there, still be dumped, still be smashed to smithereens. Just stuff, isn't it, at the end of the day? Throw this fucking phone away, or just change my number. Well, I just throw the phone away. Don't need it. I hate this online world of, you know, get this plug in, get that plug in. That plug in is going to make your life easier. Alright, okay. Maybe I should get a plug in for, you know, despair or something, you know, make my life easier. All I do when I'm is wander around, lost, until I'm worn out. You know, it's all safeguarding Jan, you know, what safeguarding measures are in place for Jan? I haven't got any safeguarding, nobody gives a fuck about me. I know for certain if I walk out of the door, nobody would even fucking think. Jan wouldn't remember me anyway. That's the next stage. Why don't I deserve a social worker? Why don't I deserve support? Still not to make of me, I'm too complex. They don't know where to shove me. That's what I'm doing now, just wandering around aimlessly. Nowhere to lay my head, nowhere to... Because everything's so fucking, expensive. It's horrible out here today, it's all muggy. 16 degrees, you think, oh, lovely. I can breathe and not get sweaty, and it's fucking horrible. Oh, bloody school time now. Fucking kids. It's another thing fucking Jan does, tell me how fat I am. How old I am, how fat I am, how ridiculous I am, how silly I am. Where can I go? I'm trying to think where I've been before, but it's so expensive. I can't afford it. You're looking at £10 every time you buy a sandwich and a coffee. There's no Lidl on the Isle of Gear. You're just fucked with a capital F.